Hey, David Breslow back here with you, author of Wired to Win and creator of Wired to Win, The 7 Laws, 21 Days to Play Your Best Golf. Today I want to talk to you about a new routine for practice to get the best results and to get the results that you can actually duplicate out on the golf course. There's been some new research out that I've discovered in the past few weeks that talks about the reality that normally most of us go to the practice range and we follow what is called a block routine. And what that means is we take out a particular club and we swing the club 15, 18, 20 times until we feel a certain groove with that club. Then we change and move to another club. Oftentimes we start with the lighter clubs, the wedge, the 9-iron, and work our way up the irons to the metal woods and then the driver. So that is a typical traditional routine. But there's new research out that says that this is not the best way that the brain learns. And the best way the brain learns is through randomness. What that really means is you take out one club, you swing it, then you take out another club and you swing it. Because what the research discovered is that by the traditional block training that we do, that repetition does not signify the brain to create new learning very quickly. It doesn't absorb the information. And that would explain why, for many people, they rehearse something and they practice and practice and practice the same thing over and over again, and yet it doesn't show up for them later on when it counts. That could be a day later, it could be a few hours later, it could be a week later, whatever it is. That's what the research discovered, that many times what was learned during that repetitive practice session loses its steam pretty quickly. And because of that, it's the reason is the brain does not access information repeatedly like that. What it is better at is accessing information that is new. So that new information goes into the brain and that gets processed more quickly, absorbed more quickly, and then filters in to your emotions and your physical body more quickly. Now the other benefit to this that I can see with this random approach is that it mimics what you really do out on the golf course. Look, you don't step out on the golf course and swing your 7-iron 13 times in a row, right? You may do that at the practice range, but you don't do that on the golf course. So by doing the random model, you're swinging the club one time. And if you're uncomfortable doing that, swing it maybe 2 or 3 times. But even that's better than the traditional 14, 15, 20 times that we have been trained to do. This is brain research now. The brain is accessing the new information more quickly because it naturally does that. The repetitive information, and I know this sounds counterintuitive, but this is what the research has discovered. It sounds counterintuitive, but that repetitiveness does not allow the brain to take in new information. Therefore, all that information, it's almost like getting bored, if I can put it that way. The brain is getting bored, so the information isn't new, and it's not absorbing it or processing it any better the more often that you do it repetitively. But when you offer it new information, it's able to take that information in and absorb it better. So that doesn't mean you only go to the range and swing your 7-iron once. It just means that you're doing it randomly, going from the 7 to the 5, let's say, to the 9, to the wedge, to the 2-iron, to the 3-iron, to the driver, or whatever it may be. But you're going to go back to the 7-iron again. The whole idea is that you're doing it randomly. You may end up swinging a particular club 15, 20 times. That's great. All I'm suggesting is if you do it randomly, the brain accesses that information more easily, and that's going to translate out on the golf course. So that's my tip for today. Please give it a try. I know it goes against the old training, but give it a try. I'm noted for leading edge material anyway, so which is a nice segue into, if you have not taken advantage of the Wired to Win program yet, my online audio program, the 8 audio system, that is a leading edge program that is going to allow you to play better golf quickly, much more quickly. Because most golfers are what I call reaction golfers, which means all they're doing is going out on the golf course and getting into whatever situation they're getting into and reacting to it, and then trying to figure out how the heck to deal with that reaction better. That's what traditionally is done. It's just like practice. Golfers have a traditional way of going on the golf course and handling their problems. But I'm not a big fan of the reactive golfer, only because I think that's way too late. It's way too late to try to deal with your fires after they've already happened. Why not have fewer fires to put out? And that's what the Wired to Win program is all about. You're not going to be a reactive golfer anymore. You're going to be a creative golfer. These laws are going to put the power back in your hands so that you literally create what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're doing instead of reacting to all the stuff that's going on a golf course like almost everybody else is, and then trying to run around figuring out what the heck to do with that. That's just too hard in my opinion. So check out the link on this page. It's going to take you to an information page. You'll see all the 8 audios. You'll see the breakdown of each audio and exactly what it's going to cover and what you're going to get. And here's the bonus now. Here's the kicker. If you take advantage of this program now, you're also going to get 2 free coaching sessions with me. 2 free live coaching sessions with me. And everybody knows that live coaching is the best and fastest way to impact anybody, because we can get into things I can't get into on the audio, and I can answer your questions, I can talk to you, you can talk to me, all the things we can't do on an audio. And the audio program is fantastic. People have been doing it all over the planet and having great results from it, but I want to throw in these 2 free coaching sessions along with it. For those of you who have been waiting, who are a little bit stubborn, who are a little bit cynical, or whatever your excuse is, I'd like to break through that right now. Check out the link on this page and you'll see everything you need to know, and those 2 free coaching sessions are yours. And please go to the practice range and apply this random model, this random technique of practice. You're not going to swing the club less, you're just going to do it randomly now. And let's see how this translates on the course for you, because the brain is going to be a lot more receptive to this mode of learning. It's fantastic research and I want to pass it along to you. So Dave Breslow, really glad to be with you. Thank you, and as always, to your best golf, of course. Take care.